It's that time again, part 2 of the Mathieu Cote interview. This one is really spicy as he tackles the community questions. A big thank you to Mathieu Cote for always joining us on the channel. Make sure you're going and showing him some love. And of course, to our awesome friend, Polyester, always coming in and making these interviews so much better. I cannot stress how much Poly adds to these interviews. If you would like to support me or Poly, make sure you're using our creator codes in the shop. That's code KING or code POLY. Anytime you're buying some auric cells, pop in those codes if you want to show some love and support. I know I had a cool announcement in the last video. I have another cool one here. For those that are interested or you want to support a little more, G Fuel is having a big BOGO sale that's actually ending in a few days. They have their new 2.0 formula right here, and I'll be fully honest with you guys, this is much better than the OG stuff. If you'd like to take a look at that or partake in any of that, link will be in the description. You can also use code KINGYT at checkout to get the most value out of this BOGO deal. Enough with the plugs. Please enjoy this video. If you do enjoy, leave a like down below. Submit questions for next year. Subscribe to the channel. Check out Poly as well. Let's jump on into it. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. Today we got Mathieu Cote once again. It's the same day, but it's a week later for you guys, and we are doing the community side of the questions, a fun little segment we started last year actually, where you guys get to ask questions directly to Mathieu Cote, and he'll try his best to answer them. So, yeah, without further ado, let's jump on into it. Let's put Mathieu on the hot seat here.
Let's do it.
Starting off strong. Why don't we see more collaborations with repeat licensors?
Oh, like Resident Evil Chapter 2, for instance.
Yeah, but more of that with like the other chapters, essentially.
Stay tuned.
Oh, okay. That's a good answer.
I mean, I don't have a good answer, a gooder answer than that.
All right.
That's an interesting answer.
That is, I didn't expect that one, but yeah. All right.
Very interesting answer. Look, what's considered too niche for DBD? Like we've seen, people talk about they want to get Adam Green's Victor Crowley, better known as Hatchet, Don Coscarelli's from Phantasm, The Tall Man, Damian Leone's Terrifier, Art the Clown. These are all examples of filmmakers who seem like they are open for business. How much do their public statements of those creators catch your attention that they are open for business? And how do you weigh how niche they are?
That's an impossible question to answer. What I can say is that there are constant conversations at work between a lot of people who try to put these things in order of what we believe is the desire of the fans to see it. How intense is the fandom? It's not necessarily the biggest, but it's really intense. How relevant is it to the horror sphere or whatever? All of these things are debated hotly on a daily basis. And there are some things that you would be probably quite surprised to hear, like, oh yeah, everybody agrees it should be in there, but some people go, yeah, no, I really don't care about that one. It's not relevant. And yeah, it's a daily thing. But sometimes it's not about how big or how successful or how, impressive it is. It's often also about how interesting is it for Dead by Daylight? Like, does it add something that we don't have yet? Does it bring something that we think people will find stimulating? So yeah, there are many things that go into these conversations. And sometimes also it's a matter of availability, right? Is this thing available for us? Is it something that is even possible to do? So yeah. Have there been
any moments from like an owner on social media that said, oh yeah, I'd love to work with them, that have kind of made you step back and go, oh, or not really? Are those all kind of things like they've been on your radar and it's not something that's news to you?
It's like when I talk to someone and they go, oh, have you ever thought of putting this in DVD? The answer 99.9% of the time is yes, we thought about it, right? So we thought about most of these things. without being pedantic about it, that it's a big team and we spend a lot of time doing research. Most of these things have at least come up in conversations. The owners or the directors or the writer reaching out to us could be a potential entryway or a first step or a handshake. It could be, or it could have been also.
A little bit of a segue with the licenses. This one says, do new licenses always have to be 100% horror related, or could we see less horror centric crossovers? For example, John Wick as a survivor or Homelander as a killer.
I guess. I mean, over the years, you've seen how more and more flexible our definition of what fits into Dead by Daylight is. I think that horror is always going to be important, so horror adjacent, but let's say you could have some very interesting arguments about whether The Witcher or Tomb Raider are horror licenses. I don't think they are per se horror licenses, but those characters have seen some shit, right? So it still works. I don't think it would have been a good fit on year one, but today we are able to do much more. Yeah.
Can we expect more anime related licenses in the future?
You certainly can expect it if you want to. I'm not going to stop you.
Very PR answer.
So yes, the answer is yes, you can expect things. You are absolutely able to.
My liberties of expectation.
Here's an interesting one. Someone asked, is anyone on the team, including yourself, a fan of Doctor Who? Would you consider adding the Doctor like David Tennant's version as a survivor?
I've watched a lot of Doctor Who in my life. I started watching Doctor Who on VHS with a friend of mine whose brother had the whole series, like way before the reboots. I'm a old school Doctor Who fan. That's the part of the question I can answer.
Would you ever do two different characters that use the same actor's likeness? Now, off the top of my head, I would say like Danny Glover's David Tapp in the Saw franchise. If you were to do Predator 2, I forget the name of his character, but he's in Predator 2. They're both Danny Glover.
That's an interesting question. I don't think there's anything preventing. The only thing that I could see that could prevent it is that anytime there's an overlap of licenses, that would be difficult. It's like creating different versions of, let's say, Michael Myers, right? It's difficult for us to have an overlap of licenses in the game, just legally and financially, how these things are spread out. Not impossible, very challenging, and we haven't done it. But so if it's just purely likeness, then I don't see a problem. Other than the fact that some people might say, oh, they're too alike, right? In the store, we always try to make sure that every single outfit that we create, every character brings something that's very different. If they both have the same face, maybe it's not different enough. I don't know.
After the success of the FNAF chapter, but slight disappointment for not... A huge success, I'd say. But some disappointment for not having a survivor. Can there potentially be any discussions for adding one in later?
Sure, there can be discussions. We can talk about it. You and I, we can talk about it.
That would be nice.
Okay, let's talk about it. But
that's part of the stay tuned for the second chapter.
Without being too semantically annoying about it, I'll say we totally understood when we did that there would be frustration in some sense because some people wanted to have a survivor in this story. We explained that decision a couple of times in a couple of different ways. But I can't talk about the future. I can never talk about the future.
Okay, I got one here for you. With Assassin's Creed Shadows, they left it open to the Oni returning. So could there be more Oni and DBD in there, or was that it? how let's see, how did that crossover even come about, and will we see anything from that franchise in DBD? Because that seemed like a one-sided crossover. Although I was happy to see the Oni and the Spirit snuggling with dogs and kitty cats and taking care of Maurice in the stables over there.
We have a long and rich history of partnerships with Ubisoft, not just for Dead by Daylight, but I mean, even just anybody who's worked in the game industry for more than 5 years in Montreal has friends in both companies, right? It's just, they're some of the biggest ones out there. In terms of Dead by Daylight collaborations, yes, we've done stuff with For Honor, we've done some stuff with Rainbow Six, we've done some stuff with Assassin's Creed. It's been great. Both sides enjoyed it thoroughly. There's no reason why there wouldn't be more in the future.
It was a little surprising that we didn't even get a charm, though. Like, at least with For Honor, we got a charm. We didn't get squat.
I get it. I get it.
Ooh, this is a fun one you'd probably like. Could we ever see Naughty Bear remastered for current gen consoles as a nod to DBD's roots?
It wouldn't even be a nod to DBD's root. It's just a cool game that deserves a remaster. Unfortunately, it's not a simple matter for many reasons I'm not going to get into right now. But if you're lucky enough that you manage to get your hands on a copy of Naughty Bear Panic in Paradise, play it and have a drink. I'll drink to that. Yeah. There's a fun drinking game in there.
You gotta wait for your birthday, King.
I do.
I will no longer be a bad influence on the youth.
Let me just...
Well, at least now you'll just be a bad influence on an adult. So that's good.
It's true.
If you could pick, you personally, Matthew, if you could pick any license at all, horror or not, to come into DBD, what would it be? Just your personal preference.
I think I have to say Stephen King. And
any
it's not
specific or just like
anything he's ever done, I would be happy with. But the top for me would be getting Stephen King as Stephen King.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
the author himself.
I have the Dark Towers series here. If you want to read 12,000 pages that are amazing together, read the Dark Towers series. It's like 8 books, and each book is slightly bigger than the last, right? But he appears in a couple of his stories, but in this one specifically, he's there too. So he exists in the worlds of the stories of Stephen King. So it wouldn't even be that much of a stretch to get him into Dead by Daylight. But and it's sad because the reason why I feel free to say it is because I think it will probably never happen.
That does make me sad too. Yeah, we just watched the Monkey a couple of weeks ago, and he was in that at the end. Yeah, I don't know. I wish his son could convince him that video games aren't all bad. The writer of the Black Phone, and
Black Phone's good.
He's not against video games. So I wish he could convince his dad to. I mean, I don't want to speak for the man, but it seems to me he's not interested in.
He's not
going into
which
the
is
world
absolutely fine. He does something great. He's one of the greatest in terms of horror writers, and I'm just happy that he continues to create great horror. So thank you, Mr. King. And that's it.
Next up, we have: will we be seeing any new modifiers? I know you hate the word soon beyond Chaos Shuffle and 2v8.
I mean, for any value of soon, yes.
So if we were to narrow it down, we might turn into a pass.
I'm
assuming there's going to be a Halloween event. That would be a modifier, would it not? Right. So
I'm not going to give you a timeline, even a rough timeline, but I can tell you that those events are absolutely cool. We love them. You love them. We know that people really enjoy 2v8, the Chaos Shuffle. I mean, every single one that we've done, the Lights Out, My Little Oni, all of these have really resonated well. So it would be very silly of us not to make more. And once we have some that are really cool, we'll get them in your grubby little hands.
I really enjoyed the heck out of 2v8. Like with the play while you wait, that's a winner.
Play while you wait is really good. That one's really good.
I had a hard time going back to 1v4 after it was over, honestly.
You're not done with the 2v8, that's for sure.
Next big one we're going to get is Troll Skull. 4v4 survivors running for the skull.
New player experience can feel overwhelming. Do you have any plans to make this easier for newcomers?
Absolutely. We do have plans for that. I mean, DBD has grown weirdly and massively in the last 10 years. And anybody who picks it up for the very first time is very likely going to be overwhelmed and intimidated. We don't want that. And so there is work being done right now to streamline this, to make it, I think Dave likes to use the term more porous and permeable, so that it's easier for someone to go through the experience and sort of for things to be absorbed. Yes, very much so.
I'm happy to hear that. I think the new player experience is possibly the most important thing to DBD.
Yeah, but it's a very tough one to tackle, right?
Right.
Because you don't want to reduce the content. You don't want to reduce the content. You want everybody to have access to the depth that, you know, the players like you, the fans, the people that have been playing for 2, 5, 6 years. They want that depth. They want to be able to have access to every single thing that they've learned to love, and that the chaotic pleasure of the uncertainty offered by so much stuff, so many possibilities, so many combinations. We just need to find a way to make it much easier for the first week of DBD, right? So
it's easier for us because we did it incrementally, and these people are being, asked to get a master's degree on day one.
Yeah, you're like, oh, pick one of the characters. And like, which character? And like, oh, there's one of the 48 survivors. Or, pick one of the. Oh, there's only, I don't know how many free killers you get when you start the game fresh, but like, there's still many out there. And like, so what do I specialize in? What do I do with these things? And like, it's a lot. But there's so much cool stuff. So we'll fix it.
Yeah, I got a lot more. Are you ready to be done? I'm not ready.
No. It's all you now.
Okay. Can you remove the blood web tax system? Many players feel it's pointless and frustrating. So if you don't know what this is, when you get to level 50 and you're ready to move to the next blood web, you get taxed 20,000 blood points just to change the number from the previous number to the next ordinal number, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're doing it for 50 characters, that's 1 million blood points that I'm spending just to change the number. So this has been an initiative that you have all said you want to reward players for their time.
Yeah.
Then maybe we can figure out how to lower this down to 1,000, 100, something more reasonable, so we aren't spending blood points on prestige taxes.
Your concern is duly noted.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to commit blood point fraud, Polly. It's the only way. Evade the blood point taxes.
It hurts me because I do all my characters at the same time, so they're already in prestige, and then I got to spend 1 million blood points just to level them up.
This one's close to my heart, actually, because I am pretty sad about this one, too. Obviously, I don't think it's fully up your field, but can we get the arrows back to switch between characters in the pre-campfire lobby? So essentially, like, when you play as a character, let's say Trapper, back in the days, not even too long ago, in the bottom, instead of opening the entire menu, you'd just be able to click a little button, swap to the next character. It was super convenient, and it got removed. I don't know why. I'm sure there was some reason, but yeah, it is definitely annoying.
There was somebody who was like jamming buttons quickly, and they were able to hack something doing it. That's my theory. I don't know why it was removed otherwise.
I don't know. Honestly, this is such a very specific thing.
Like a UI
way above my pay grade, I think is the expression. But I don't know. But that UI also, that's another thing, right? There are so many things to get to and so many things to show people, and how to do it elegantly and smoothly is a daily challenge.
Have you seen the Jaws designed by the community and how they present that Jaws could work in Dead by Daylight? Just have you seen the video where they show like Bruce the shark traveling around in a moving puddle on the map and hooking survivors, attacking? Have you seen that video?
No, but I would like to. I've seen many people design Jaws for DBD, but I haven't seen that specific one.
Yeah, they did a whole, like, all of the animations that a killer would do, they did them for Bruce the shark, like moving around in a puddle around them. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Happy 50th anniversary, Jaws.
Yeah, this is a fun one from your good friend Tippy.
Oh, yes, Tippy.
Yeah. He's currently actually... Funny story. So Tippy is a good friend of mine now, and he's a mod for my channel. And I'm doing like this long-winded subathon. And essentially, I have some big donators, and if they donate a certain amount, they get a wish in my channel. And their wish was to ban Tippy until my friend Mark and I have to get to round 20 in a game called Repo, which is similar to like Lethal Company. But the twist is there's something called crowd control. And essentially what you can do with crowd control is literally affect the game and the spawn rates and things like that. So it is incredibly difficult. Imagine you're just like playing DBD, someone donates $5 and they spawn the killer directly on top of you. And he just teleports right in front of you. So poor Tippy is banned, but his question is, you have to spend 24 hours on a deserted island with one original survivor, but the killer from their chapter is hunting you the entire time.
Oh, God.
Who are you going to pick? And no picking a solo chapter as a cop-out.
See, I was gonna say, my reflex was gonna say to bring Nia. Just because I'd like to hang out with her, I think we'd get along. But the nurse would be
from the nurse,
so annoying. The screaming and that. No, I don't want that. Ace could be cool.
Hag, you want to go against Hag?
Yeah.
On a deserted island, you want the Hag running around.
I mean, there's no good answer there, right? None of the killers would be great.
Legion?
Which killer is full of hugs that you want to go with? Like,
oh, but can I go with the Hooked on You version?
I don't know if Tippy will be happy with that one.
I mean, Tippy is very silly. I think he would appreciate my slight bending of the rules. So, yeah. I'll take the Huntress from the Hooked on You. Yeah.
So what do you got? It's David King, right? David King and Huntress.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd take David Legion, King. I mean, it's fine. I'll take David King. It's a bit of a dick, but I'm sure we'll find something to do.
Okay, Matthew. I feel like every year I lose a little bit of my heart because we didn't get Sam Loomis, Dr. Sam Loomis for Halloween again, like we've discussed year after year. And my follow-up question from the community is, did the new Halloween game that's coming next year influence the team's decision to rework Michael Myers in Dead by Daylight, or is that purely coincidence? And do you have anything to say to the players who are worried that Dead by Daylight will lose the Halloween license next year when this game comes out?
It's a loaded
Aha,
question.
I got you with the grenade here at the end.
The rework had nothing to do with it. It was just
That's what I assumed.
do for a
Yeah.
rework. I no comment on any of the rest.
Are you hopeful that we can get the Hellraiser license back someday?
Mhm.
And did Clive Barker's reclamation of his rights make the license renewal problematic?
Yes.
To both counts? Or no comment? One of those is a yes. All right. I hope we can get that license back too someday. I'm very optimistic and hopeful that it's going to happen.
Me
Good.
too.
For people who don't know, there was a license holder for the Hellraiser license at the time that came into DBD, and Clive Barker made his intentions known to reclaim his license in the United States, same way that Victor Miller did with Friday the 13th. So it became co-ownership.
Licensing rights are very complicated.
Yeah, especially
Imagine.
when people only own it in certain countries and you have a global game. I can't even imagine what hoops you have to jump through to make all the interested parties whole.
They're the kind of hoops, that you set on fire, like in the old time circus things.
Shoot yourself out of cannon. Just
Yeah.
And my last one is, Matthew, did you want to apologize to me because seeing that Killer Clowns from Outer Space got Elvira, that shows me that she was very much available and you didn't give me her. So would you like to take this opportunity to apologize?
I will take this opportunity to address this. I would apologize if I had anything to anything that, because I love Elvira. I love her dearly. I think she's a great character. She's super funny. She's a horror icon, no matter how much you look at it. And I had the absolute joy of talking to the man who represents her. He's a really, really nice guy. And we talked and we chatted and I explained what our game is about and what we do. And we talked about Killer Clowns from Outer Space and we talked about Elvira. We talked about all of that. And it was a pleasant and warm and fun conversation. And in the end, there is one element, which is that Elvira will not be brutally murdered or hurt in any way, in any representation of her character. And that is something that is non-negotiable. That's just how it is. So if you look at Killer Clowns from Outer Space, she does not get hurt. Comically so, the cartoon violence, maybe. Like you boop her on the head and then there's stars around. But she will not be disemboweled by the hag, for instance, or get her fingers chopped by the clown. These are not things that can happen to the Elvira character, which is absolutely her right to uphold. And so I told them how much that made me sad, but I respect their decision. And then we parted with a very pleasant au revoir, hoping that we would chat again at some time.
That was a much more in-depth answer than I would have ever expected, and I truly and wholly appreciate that.
That's all we kind of got for you today, Matthew.
Well, that's plenty.
Yeah.
It's been what?
Yeah.
2.5 hours?
It has been a while. It
Almost.
has been a while.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well, as always, Matthew, thank you once again
Very warm.
for joining us. Yeah,
Always
I
a pleasure.
regret wearing something so thick this time. It's still very
Like
hot.
pants.
I'm embarrassed that I didn't rep the brand like you did, Matthew. You're always so good at repping the brand.
You are good at
What do you
repping the
mean?
brand.
Like you got the DBD shirt on.
Oh, the secret is 95% of my clothes are DVD. So that really, like,
You're
I dress in the
always
dark,
repping the brand.
and I'm
Yeah.
And this
All
one
right.
is one of the most comfortable ones I have.
And that's one of the OGs, right? Isn't that one of the first shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Think
see,
so.
you get the Star Breeze logo on it.
Hey,
Yeah.
put the shirt down. You're going to drive the people wild.
I thought I was gonna drive them away. Yeah,
Star Breeze.
see?
Nice.
So yeah, it's one of the old ones. I think it says screw in the back.
Oh, it does, yeah. But yeah, that is all we got for you today. Thank you again, Matthew. Thank you again, Polly, for joining me. It is always a pleasure, gentlemen. It was very good fun, as always. Yeah, next time Montreal, we'll do so. We'll all go fight together. That's what we'll do. Sure. And then we'll hit an escape room. We'll do it all.
This is your baby king. I appreciate you inviting me in to take part on this every year. I always have a blast. So thank you so much for including me in this whenever you do this with Matthew every year.
Of course, man. It wouldn't be the same without you.
It's a fun time. I will be here again next year, not next week.
Alrighty. Thank you again. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog. Well, there you go. That was a fantastic interview. Every single year, Matthew comes on and gives us such a great experience, always sharing pretty much what he can, and it was such a good one this year. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Again, a big thank you to Matthew Cote, and a big thank you to Polyester. Make sure you're showing him some love. If you want to go the extra mile to support us a little bit more, anytime you're purchasing some auric cells, make sure you're using code KING or code POLY. That helps us out significantly. I made the announcement in the beginning as well, but G Fuel, they are having a BOGO sale. If you do want to support, try out their new 2.0 flavor. Now is the best time with the BOGO sale. You literally get 2 tubs for the price of 1, and it supports me so much. I recently started back up my partnership with G Fuel just because I really do like the product again. I'm not a big caffeine guy, as you guys know, but honestly, this 2.0 stuff is genuinely really good. I'm not even just saying that. So make sure you're checking them out. Link in the description. Use code KINGYT. Again, if you did enjoy, leave a like down below. Subscribe for some more awesome Dead by Daylight content. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Oh yeah, I'm going to TwitchCon. If you're going to be there, make sure you're coming and saying hello. I got some gifts for everybody.